What's going on, everybody? Today, what I've got for you is a new game I am making in Python. I'm going to remake Bomberman, but I'm going to put my own spin to it. It's called Implosion Man, right? And so instead of the mechanics being your goal is to blow up the other player, your goal is going to be to suck them into your bombs, right? And so what I have so far is just a little grid-based movement. I created a character, which is just a blue pixel there. Grid. We're drawing a grid. The grid is 35 by 35, and the window itself is 700 by 525, both divisible by 35. And then not only do I have movement down, but I have hold movement. And I'll show you later in the code that I have a grid being drawn over the screen for debugging. So the code itself, right? So we're initializing PyGame. We have a screen width, screen height, grid size, and the grid width, grid height. And then we have some colors, movement speed. This handles the movement speed of the character itself, which the movement speed that it's set to right now, I think is just a little bit too high. I'm still trying to kind of tweak like the perfect speed, and we're going to get there. And then we have our player class, which after I do a little bit more programming, I'll move that into a separate file. So just to keep things a little more clean this time, my previous project, Triple Triad, was just a big mess. A lot of that code could have been turned into functions. Some things could have been turned into classes as well. But it was kind of fun just learning to program in PyCharm. It was my first PyCharm project, and it's going to be the second one. The second one here, we're going to be a bit more cleaner. Our code's going to look a lot better. So, got the player class. This is the image right here, image fill blue, which I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. So I do stream on Twitch, which I'll put a link in the bottom. Me developing this game, as well as courses that I'm taking to learn Python as well. I do that every morning, about 2 to 3 hours. And then at nights, I also want to start doing a bit more pixel art. I've done a little bit, just basic things like redrawing Mega Man into different video game characters, stuff like that. So we're going to be creating all of the visual assets of this game by hand, by myself. And then my brother, he's really, really good with music. I think that I might hit him up for a little bit of music to put into the video game. So I'll have assets and music as well in this game. And so then we have the move, X, Y, coordinates, etc. Move timer, game ticks. And then we're creating the player here. And then while running, this to close the game. This is to draw the grid, which I'll go ahead and uncomment that out so I can show you for future how I'm going to debug. I also intend on planning to create random map generation so I can create levels in this game as well. And then we have key pressed. So keys, PyGame key dot get pressed basically just means instead of pressing once to move and you have to keep pressing, you keep that button pressed down. And so we're assigning a variable to it, and then we're going to pull from that variable later on pygame.key a d w s wasd, etc. So then we're drawing rectangle here, and we're blending the player image onto the screen. This, I don't think this is really even necessary now that I look at it. I don't think we're drawing that, maybe. Not a big deal. And then tick, clock, tick 60. This is PyGame's own little tick, game tick feature. So you don't have to import time. PyGame has its own time feature to set the frames, and 60 frames per second. We may change that to 30 because it is a pretty basic game. We don't really need 60 frames in here. The sprites, hopefully we'll have animation. I don't, some type of animation I would like to do. And so getting back, this is the grid system. This is how I'm going to debug, how I'm going to create like boulders that maybe even be movable, player collision into different walls and stuff. And then next I'm going to be placing the bomb. And then I'm going to create the objects to play the game around. And I think this is a good screen width that I am gonna go with. It does seem a tiny bit too big, but that's okay. I don't intend to build this game exactly like how Bomberman is, where it's every other grid has an object that you can't go into. Um, I I just want to create maybe like an open area in the bottom and then an area to hide behind, because part of the implosion mechanics is going to be a circle drawn around where the bomb is placed. And when it implodes, it's going to pull from that circle anything that's in there. And that may include movable objects, things like walls you'll be able to hide behind. And I'm also intending to create things like pickup boosts so that your implosion range grows, or implosion strength so you're getting pulled quicker, or weighing your character down so you're not being pulled as hard. But that's going to be very, very later off in the game. For now, this is what we have. I want to thank you for watching. Follow for more videos. Follow for more updates. Go ahead and check out the Twitch channel too. Thank you. Goodbye.